Yo, my peoples, what's up? Welcome back to the One Stop Co-op Shop. Jason here, and I have part 2 of my tour through the pandemic expansions. This one is a playthrough of the On the Brink expansion. So in the last playthrough, I used basic pandemic stuff. Here, I am using all characters, special events, and modules from the On the Brink expansion, especially 2 of them. One, the Purple Cubes Mutation Challenge, and also the Virulent Strain Challenge, which mixes up the epidemics. A much harder game than the first game. Wish me luck. But before I get to that, let me go ahead and tell you about the One Stop Co-op Shop. We are a gaming empire. Once again, as I like to say, we have the YouTube channel, the YouTube stream channel. We have our podcast, which is twice a week. Sundays is gaming content, and Wednesdays is special topics. We also have our Discord. Please join the Discord and consider a contribution to our Patreon, but joining the Discord is completely free. We are the One Stop Co-op Shop, your one stop for solo and cooperative gaming goodness. All right, so first up we have the Purple Cube Mutation Challenge. It is simply a 5th disease. It makes the game harder. And there's only 12 of them. So in the same vein as the other diseases, if at any point I have to pull from here and there's none left, then I will lose the game. So you can really get, this can get away from you really fast. So you have to watch it. There's a couple of ways in which the purple cubes populate the board. The beginning of the game, you will have these mutation cards that are in the discard pile. So then when you get your first epidemic, you would put them, shuffle them in to this discard pile, and then put that back on top so that we're going to start getting these. When you pull on a future turn, this mutation card, you would actually pull from the bottom of the deck. So in this particular case, you would get Miami, and then Miami would get a purple cube, and Miami would go in the discard pile. If there was any cubes on Miami, you ignore them. You only put purple cubes on that card that you pull after the mutation. Another way that purple cubes can seed the board are these 3 cards that get shuffled into the player deck. So this card puts 3 in different cities. This card will add wherever there are 2. And this card will add 3 to 1 city. One-shot effects, once you see them, you won't see them again, but they can strike at a very annoying times. In order to cure the purple disease, you need 1 card, 1 city card, of a city that has a purple cube in it. If you remember, I pulled the Istanbul card. There is a purple cube there. So now the Archivist, which is a new character from the On the Brink expansion, has the cure. You discard that card and any other 4 cards. So then that would take care of purple. That would be a cure, and then it could be eradicated like any other disease. This is a separate module. I happen to be combining 2 different modules for this particular playthrough. This, instead of using the 5 epidemic cards, you would not put those in. You would put in these nastier epidemic cards. They tell you because they have the little triangle with the exclamation point, whatever you call those. This is the Virulent Strain. So then the first time you pull this and you do the infection steps, so you follow these 3 steps, whatever disease of the 4 has the most cubes on the board becomes the Virulent Strain, and they become harder to treat depending on what the cards say. So then some of the cards are going to have ongoing effects. Most of them actually have that. So this one is Complex Molecular Structure. It now takes 1 more Virulent Strain city card, so a total of 6 cards if you're a regular character, 5 if you're the scientist, but I have no scientist. 6 cards for me. And some of them are one-shot effects, like this one, an acceptable loss. Before doing this card's intensify step, remove 4 Virulent Strain disease cubes from the supply, bringing you down from 24 to 20. Then that is no good, so we will be shuffling 5 of these randomly into the player deck, so nothing but harder. The purple cube and the Virulent Strain don't give the breaks to any player. Alright, so we're ready to begin a game of Pandemic with 2 modules, the Mutation Challenge and the Virulent Strain from the On the Brink expansion. If you want to know any more about the basic rules, then I'll refer you to my first video in this series elsewhere on the One Stop Co-op Shop. Okay, so as I explained in that first video, the first player is the one that has a card with the highest population. So So that would be Jakarta in Indonesia at 26 million. And so what I'm going to do as the generalist goes first. I'm going to try to set up the archivist. The archivist needs to be my character to gather cards for cures, the hardest thing to do in this game. They can have a hand limit of 8 cards, and once per turn, they can dig cards out of the discard pile. So I'm going to try to put as many cards in the discard pile as possible. All right, so let's get moving with this generalist. They have 5 moves. That is their special power. They go to Miami 1, Mexico City 2, Treat. For 3, to break that up, we're going to go to Lima 4, and we are going to discard the Lima card to get a research station there. One of the best ways to set up the archivist, and it benefits everybody, but it benefits the archivist the most, is to put research stations down, plenty of them, so that they can dig out, the archivist can, and get the cards they need. The archivist already has 2 yellow, so let's get them set up with a 3rd yellow. Hopefully they draw more. All right, so the generalist has finished her turn. She is going to draw 2 cards. We are going to get Shanghai and Riyadh, 2 reds. Keep that in mind. Let's go ahead and draw some infection cards. We are going to draw Montreal and Kinshasa. So let us go ahead and put cubes on those. It is now the containment specialist turn. The containment specialist special power is when they enter a city with 2 or more disease cubes of the same color, remove 1 of them. So please let me know in the comments if that is a comparable power to the medic. I feel like it's a little bit weaker. I struggle more in games where the containment specialist is my designated treating character. Please let me know in the comments which one you prefer, or if the containment specialist is truly not as powerful as I think. Anyway, going with him. So I'm going to discard the Lagos cards. You're getting plenty of yellow in the discard pile. A reason I'm going to do that is because I want to go here for 2, which would remove a cube. Then I want to get rid of another cube, 3, and break up my last cluster of 3 over there. So at least this turn, the containment specialist did a bang-up job. Let's go ahead and pull 2 cards. One good news and 1 bad news. All right, so this is a good card to get out of the way early. There are no mutation cards, so we get to discard that card without effect. That's nice, but I did get my first epidemic. It is unacceptable loss. So before doing this card's intensify step, remove 4 virulent strain disease cubes from the supply to the box. So it is not ongoing. I can just fire it off and not worry about it, but it is going to diminish the reserve of 1 of the diseases. Let's find out which one. All right, so first of all, we move up the infection rate, and the bottom card is Santiago. That's not terrible. Santiago is right next to a research station, so that actually worked out kind of okay for me. The yellow is clearly the virulent strain. It has 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's way more than the other diseases. If there was a tie, you would choose which disease. So then out of the yellow supply, I would take 4 out of there. So I have fewer yellow, so I have to watch out. But I'm feeling okay because Santiago is about as good as it gets. And I have the research station there for me. All right, so now we're ready to go through our infection deck steps. We have Madrid, which is perfectly fine because the containment specialist is on the case over there. And we have our first mutation, which is in Karachi in Pakistan, which I've never been to. I'd love to visit. Seems lovely, seems huge. But for now, in the game terms, there's a purple cube there. All right, so this is a really easy turn. The game set me up, and I also set myself up, luck and skill. All right, so we're going to move over there. We're going to dig out Lima and begin our collection of yellow cure. And we are going to move down, and we're going to break up this 3 case in Santiago so we know that it won't explode. Very, very easy. Come on, come on, come on. More yellow. That's not yellow. And that's not yellow as well. That is going to happen. Hopefully the hand isn't too bloated by the end of all that. All right, let's get some infection deck going. We have one in Kinshasa, Africa, in the little western coast over there. And Sao Paulo, Brazil also gets a cube. Nice, sets up the containment specialist beautifully. We are back to the beginning of the order, which is the generalist. The generalist is going to go over here to Mexico City. We're going to absolutely manage these yellow cubes as much as possible because it is the virulent strain and there are less of them in the supply. So anytime that I can get rid of some, great times. So that's 3 actions. We're going to go 4, 5. The reason I'm going to end in San Francisco is because the generalist has San Francisco as a card. Generally, for strategy purposes, I like to end my turns where I have cards so that the next turn I could have a lot of options. I could fly away. I could make a research station. All sorts of good stuff can happen. All right, let's see what I can do. Wow, starting the rainbow over here. I don't like when my cards come in as the rainbow. Watch, I'm going to get a yellow. That's not a yellow. That's a red. Okay. Oh, wow. So I was complaining. Complaining can sometimes get you what you want. All right, we're still pulling 2 from the deck. We got Delhi. And we have Montreal. So far, I'm doing pretty good over here, managing everything. And the containment specialist is about to be very useful. Let's do that containment specialist action right there. We're going to go 1. We're going to get rid of that one. We're going to go 2. Get rid of that one. 3 with a treat over there. And then 4. Oh, baby. I love eliminating 4 cubes in a turn. For the containment specialist, I just want them to be able to fly places. I don't care about sets at all. And good thing I don't care about sets because here comes more rainbow goodness. All right, so we are going to span the world here. We have a cube in Mexico City that the generalist just cleaned out, and we have another cube in Manila, which I have not even looked at red yet, but I have a feeling that because I didn't spend a lot of time here in red, that I'm going to spend a lot of time either in the mid or end game. A lot of time in red. All right, so now I have an interesting choice with the Archivist, and this is the kind of choice where the game can really swing. So I'm definitely going to take care of Santiago a little bit, but do I fly to Seoul and then pick it up so that I'm in position so that the generalist, when the generalist goes there, can trade for that 4th card and wait for a 5th? Or do I kind of mosey on over, make sure I'm in this area so I can pick up Lagos and set myself up for a 4th card for the Archivist? Generally, my strat is to not worry about it if the character has 3 cards to get a 4th. They may not get a 5th. It might be a real pain in the butt. Let's continue to take care of that Archivist. So then we are going to remove 1 cube from over there. Hope that works out for me. And then I am going to fly directly with the Khartoum card here. So that's 2. I'm going to pick it up out of the discard pile. 3. And then 4, I'm going to use it and discard it again to make a research station. So getting research stations all over the place. Love that. All right, let's pick up some cards. Hopefully I pick up a red. That yellow, that is not yellow. Red I will take as well. Rainbow. Red though. Okay, I have a lot of red flowing. We'll see what I can do with all that red. All right, let's pick 2 more infection cards. Oh, instant mutation. Let's see where the mutation is now. The bottom of the deck is Milan. Okay, interesting placement. Interesting because the containment specialist actually has the Milan card, and I don't really care about their cards. They have 4 now total. So they can't cure it this turn, but they might be able to cure it next turn if I leave the Milan cube there. I like that about the purple cube challenge because it's much more of a hand management and board management. If I cure this, then I can't cure the purple cube anymore. I love that. All right, and then, but the part that I don't love, more cubes on the board, Istanbul. All right, so we're going to start the next round with the generalist. The generalist, as I said, has a San Francisco card, and I think we're going to chuck it to be able to move around the board with the charter flight. Charter flight is going to take me around the world to Shanghai. Shanghai, because the Archivist has 3 red cards now, they are in striking distance with red as well. I like that the Archivist can kind of like manage a discard pile and have multiple cures within sight. So we're going to use that Shanghai to put my yet another research station, 4 research stations on the board. If you saw my last playthrough, I didn't get my second one until like the third to last turn. And now they're covered with research stations. So that was 2 actions. We're going to treat for 3, 4, and 5. We're going to move to Taipei. As I said before, I like being on cities where the character has the card and the character has the Taipei card. All right, let's pull 2. Oh, got some events, finally. All right. So borrowed time, 2 extra actions on a turn. Love that one. Rapid vaccine deployment. When I cure a disease, I get to remove 1 to 5 cubes from connected cities. So this is kind of a uber wipe. Very situational. You have to have it in your hand when you cure a disease, but it is really powerful. And I think that these 2 are going to work really well together. See what happens. All right, I'm feeling good about my strategic setup because I got Shanghai over there. Not a problem. And I also have Santiago, which I didn't love having to leave there a cube there because this could build up pretty fast, but at least it's next to a research station. I could reach there easily. All right, bull in a china shop, a containment specialist, sees doubles. Just gonna go right for it. And also the benefit of clearing yellow cubes as well. Stupid Virulent Strain. So we're gonna go 1, 2, 3, move in there, and then 4 is the treatment. Also next to the research station in case I get a 5th card, and I can cure purple if I wanted to because I have Milan. All right, see what I get. Epidemic, that is kind of inevitable, but I got my 5th card. Didn't get a special event or anything like that, or a back-to-back epidemic. That happens sometimes. All right, what do we got? Chronic effect. During infections, when a virulent strain city is drawn, sprays 2 strain disease. If the city has no virulent strain cubes. No! Oh no! I spent so much time clearing yellow, and now it's just going to get 2 whenever there's an empty city. That's terrible. I hate that. Ugh! All right, so the city of choice, first of all, let's move that infection marker over. City that's going to get 3 cubes is San Francisco. Sure. There was no good placement for that. The only good placement is right on top of the containment specialist or next to a character. Not really too many characters close to that. Oh, well. Let's go ahead and shuffle it up. There's a decent amount of cards in this discard pile. All right, still 2. See what we got. We got a mutation in Buenos Aires. So looks like I probably am going to cure this disease because I'm getting a few. Now I'm starting to get a little bit uncomfortable. Don't like that. Ah, no! What? Now I'm definitely curing purple because when a city gets pulled, not from the mutation card, just from a general pull, you add both colors of cubes. You add a purple cube and a black in this particular case. No good. But the Archivist is going to strike back and make an impact on this turn. So we are going to go to Lima. Remember we pulled up Lima? It is now flight fodder. I am taking a charter flight, which means I can go to any city, and we are going to go visit the Generalist. Hi, Generalist. Here we go. We are going to take some knowledge. So that was my 3rd action. We are going to have Taipei. And remember that the Archivist has 8 cards, now has 4 red cards, and is going to get to Shanghai. They are going to use the borrowed time card so that we can get that going and loosen up their hand. So now I have 2 extra actions. And the extra action number 1 is going to be to get back Shanghai. Remember, was discarded for a research station, and now I'm going to pick it up. And now the last action, look at that. Archivist has all 8 cards in their hand. Was working on yellow, but you got to be nimble in this game. We are going to get rid of 5 cards, and we are going to cure red. Fantastic. So the Generalist has this card, this rapid vaccine deployment. Could use it to get rid of a few cubes. but unfortunately it has to be in connected cities. If there was a cube in Taipei, that would be perfect. What? But there is not. I think I could save it for some other uses. But excellent turn, Archivist. You are worth your salt. All right, what is the next cure that I'm working on? Come on, let's get some yellow in here. Yes! I can start working on yellow again, and some blue, which will likely be discard fodder. We'll see what happens with that. All right, more cards. Madrid, there we go. Familiar Madrid right there, seems to be having trouble. And a mutation. Oh, man, I'm really getting a lot of mutations. So it will be in Bogota. Puts another yellow cube in the deck, which is also what I'm upset about. Well, what are you going to do? It is now the Generalist turn. We're going to go 1-2 to clean out Manila. Remember, red is cured, so that only costs 1 action. If I was going for some kind of elimination, I'd go circle back and hit Osaka right there. But we're going to take advantage of the board wrapping right there and go there for 3. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's restore order in San Francisco. All right, so let's see what I get. We got some more Taste the Rainbow. Really? Oh my gosh, this is horrible. This is a horrendous hand. At least for finding cures. Hopefully I get some mobility out of this or something. All right, still pulling 2. We have Milan. Oh boy, someone's gonna have to do something about that soon. And then we also have Manila. No, we just took care of. All right, so at this point, I must do something about these purple cubes. And luckily, the containment specialist is able to do something. So we have all 5 cards, one of which is Milan, which, as you can see, has a purple cube on it. So we're going to go 1, move over there, and then 2, we are going to cure. That's it. So now we have the purple cure. So we have cured 2 out of 5 diseases. Fortunately, that leaves the containment specialist with not much movement at all, which is not great. But at the very least, they can get themselves in position to take care of purple. So then we are going to hit Istanbul, get down there, and then next turn we can hopefully kind of go and take care of these purple hotspots right there. And oh yeah, because I just don't like the way purple is working out on the board, we're going to do rapid vaccine deployment there. Getting rid of 5 regular cubes, I think is worth getting rid of 2 purple cubes. So I'm just going to take these 2. Would be such a pain in the butt, such an action sink to go back there and do cure. So we're just going to get rid of those 2. Put them out there, and now we have 8 in the supply, which is a manageable number. Much, much better than having 6 in the supply. All right, so remote treatment, that's good. And I could have used remote treatment on those purple cubes. All right then. So then we are going to go have Moscow as well. Not bad. I got a late epidemic, which is really helping me for in terms of that 3rd epidemic. All right, so we have epidemic or infections in Istanbul, perfect. And Montreal, not so perfect, but at least the Generalist is close by. All right, so this is another, I guess, crossroads moment for the Archivist, which is one of my favorite characters because there's so much strategic play that you can get out of that character, as opposed to this lumbering brute. So this is what is happening. So I could, he has 2 black and 2 yellow. I have a lot of yellow in research stations, 2 of them, and also a card in Laga. So I could just spend the next 3 turns, if I need all those turns, digging up yellow and going for it. Really strongly considering that, but there's a lot of purple. I have 2 mutations. I'm about to get an epidemic. I'm pretty sure I'm very close. So I think I need to do something about that purple. Okay, so for the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to dig up Shanghai. Remember, I can only do this once a turn, but that is okay. And then I'm going to use Shanghai on a charter flight. That is 2. And then for 3, I'm going to treat these 2. And then, because the containment specialist pulled a remote treatment says remove 2 cubes from anywhere on the board, I am not going to save it for an epidemic, which is a really good use of it. I'm actually just going to use it on these last 2 purple cubes. And now I have eradicated the purple cube. I didn't do this during the elimination challenge, but whenever I eradicate something, I like to close the lid. And also do that. Bang. I'm not going to mess with you, purple cube. I know maybe some people are looking at the playthrough going, oh, I wonder what's going to happen with the purple cubes. I'm going to eradicate them. That's exactly what's going to happen. And then the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to end my turn in Delhi. The reason being I have a copy of Delhi in the discard pile, and there's a couple cubes there, so it sets me up for a fruitful subsequent turn as well. All right, let's pull. Did not get an epidemic. There it is. All right, my third epidemic, and it is uncounted populations. Before doing this card's intensify step, place 1 virulent strain disease cube in each city with exactly 1 of these cubes. All right, so I did a really good job managing this. I'm sure I will have noted somewhere in editing when this got 1 cube, the chronic effect had actually put 2 there, so I fixed that somewhere along the way. Everything else is clear, so there's nothing over there. I've had games where there's been a lot of different cities, like after an outbreak, there's a lot of cities with 1 cube, and then every single one would get a second cube. Now it isn't as much of a big deal. Excellent. All right, so the city du jour is Washington, which is horrendous. Oh no! Horrendous because now there's the possibility of a chain, and I'm about to go to 3. And I used my like all the cards that I could have mitigated that with in order to get cures of certain other cities. So gotta reward, gotta do the risks. You know, I absolutely took a calculation that the purple cubes were bad enough that I used all my resources there, but that left me vulnerable here. Hopefully the containment specialist is on the case and can help me out there. All right, let's take a look. Buenos Aires. Now I'm going to start getting hit with this chronic effect over here. Bogota. No. Containment specialist, get over there. And Karachi. Oh, hey, look at that. So at least that was a purple city that would have gotten 3 purple cubes. So at least my risk reward calculation wasn't totally off there. Just like with the containment specialist, this is a really easy turn to figure out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Mitigating all that is nice, and hopefully next turn I can kind of just get rid of that and not have to deal with it for the rest of the game. Cool. All right, generalized taste of rainbow. More rainbow. Oh, well, okay, maybe. Boy, that's just a hopeless hand. All right, let's see what happens over here. Oh, I should have moved that over to infection number 3. I'm terrible at that, but I eventually catch up. Mutation, perfect. Bam. That's what I'm talking about. No, not going anywhere. But I do put cards in the discard pile. That happens. So that's nothing I can I can rely on. There we go. Mutation again in Beijing once again. Okay, so some risk reward actually paid off for me. And Madrid. Madrid has gotten its 3rd cube. Madrid, I don't know what your sanitary situation is, but I am not liking what I'm seeing over there. All right, once again, bull in China shop. Containment specialist. Point me at him. Where's the big diseases? So 1, 2, bam, 3, 4 is going to clean Madrid for the 2nd time. How many times do I have to clean up with you people? All right, let's go ahead and pull some cards. All right, that should be okay. All right, oh, nice. So I might set that up for ye old archivist right there. Maybe get a convenient research station going and get some trading. All right, let's see what we got. We got Milan, where the containment specialist is eyeing you. Manila, which I had cleared previously, so I like that. And Istanbul, which I was just there. Why? Containment Specialist is going to be busy. It is the Archivist's turn, and once again, a plethora of strategic options. For whatever reason, when I'm playing the Archivist, I just feel like I have so much to calculate. I could set myself up to pass off cards, so help the Containment Specialist or the Generalist because I have yellow cards and black cards. But looking at the decks, I have 2 diseases cured, 1 eradicated, which is the purple. That's nice. And I still have more cards in the the deck than I do in the discard pile. So I haven't quite reached mid game yet. So I think I'm just going to still work on mitigation. We'll see what happens. We are going to get rid of a black. We're going to move. We're going to get rid of another black. And then we are going to use Manila, useless card, because the red is cured. And then I'm going to be at Manila. So next turn, Manila is in the discard pile. I'll be able to clear the whole thing and then go somewhere else from there. So we'll see if that works out for me strategically. All right, see what happens. More red. And a mobile hospital. Okay, so again, just a lot more mitigation. 7 cards, 1 card below hand limit. All right, see what happens to me. Montreal. Well, the Generalist is about to go now. That's nice. Washington, the Containment Specialist is about to go here. And Kinshasa starting to really get harmed by this chronic effect thing, which has put a lot more yellow cubes on the board than there were. Unbelievable how I could spend so much time thinking about the Archivist turn, and the other 2, it's just like monkey business. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let us take care of all that disease there. Hopefully the Generalist gets dealt a 4th yellow, so that makes my decision making a little bit easier. Commercial travel ban, that's pretty useful. For 1 full round, the infection rate will be 1, and I'm in the later half of the game, so it's a useful time to get that. And a red. That's immediately getting discarded, and so is this red. Won't need too much red. Although, you know what? I'm actually going to keep Osaka. Osaka is where 2 cubes are, and I'm going to get rid of Riyadh. Let someone else take care of black. All right, let's take a look. Shanghai. That's not bad. I like when cubes are growing near research stations. Easy to manage. Santiago. That one's also easy to manage, but that's at 3. Right now. That's whatever. And then Delhi. Delhi is right there, having been taken care of by the Archivist previously. It is now the Containment Specialist turn, and now I am going to pop this. This is the mobile hospital. I don't know if this is the best use, but at least it gives me a mobility because I think the Containment Specialist is going to end the game in yellow. So then let's take care of this. We're going to go 1, 2, entering gets rid of 1, and the mobile hospital also gets rid of 1. So that's beautiful. And then 3, that the same effect for Istanbul. 4, we're going to end up in Algiers. Reason being that Archivist has Algiers, so I'll be able to trade the 4th card and go for black cure. And I will sincerely hope I get a 4th black. Nope. But I did get Santiago. That's a nice card to have. And I got my 4th black. Wow. Aside from event pull, I don't know that a card pull has gone much better for me. Containment Specialist, your aces. Right. See what I get. San Francisco, very easy to manage. I'm not too worried about that. Mexico City, I am worried about that. And I only have... Oh, man, I have to really watch this. I only have 1, 2, 3, 4, 8 cubes left in yellow. I've done so much mitigation around the board. My thinking was that I would spend a lot of time in the end game in yellow and mitigate there, but I'm playing with fire. So that is not great at all. And Sao Paulo, what? What? Oh, no. No. That's horrible. No. 6 cubes left in yellow. All because of that Virulent Strain challenge. This would not be as hard in basic Pandemic. It is now the Archivist turn. Yeah. This is just... Oh, boy. I'm playing with fire there. But let's go ahead and do what I said I was going to do last turn. Clean out Manila. And then I'm going to dig up middle, but then discard it immediately. So it's just going to stay in the discard. So then that was 1, dig up 2, fly 3, end up in Algiers. And for 4, I am going to trade Algiers. The Containment Specialist now has the 5 black cards they need for the Black Cure. That's cool. And then on the future turn, the Containment Specialist going to be a monkey. 1, 2, cure, and then hit Kinshasa, and then begin to mitigate over here, hopefully. All right, I'm about due for an epidemic. I've said that a couple times. I make or I miss. See what happens. All right, so this is the mutation challenge. Would add 3 cubes, but it is eradicated. Bam! Get out of here. And yup, there it is. The epidemic. No! Oh no! Terrible! Complex molecular structure. I need 1 more Virulent Strain City card to discover, aka 6 cards to discover cure for yellow. And I'm not even close. Well, I'm close. I'm halfway with a character, which is like almost nothing. Oh well. So this would really suck if this was yellow. I might as well kiss this game goodbye if it was. It is soul. I actually have a lot of yellow in the discard. So there's a low chance of that, but I'm still annoyed. Here we go. I am not feeling good about this next pull. I am so not feeling so good that is the shuffle. I'm actually going to use my commercial travel ban. Normally, I would wait until the very end game, but I have 2 clusters. Mexico City and Santiago and all sorts of places that could add yellow, and I'm really low on yellow, so I'm going to pop it right now. And I'm going to do 1 in Buenos Aires. Yep, that was the right decision there. All right, I now am shifting over to mitigate the heck out of yellow. I think I've controlled the rest of the board enough. Soul is probably going to explode. I don't know what I can do about that. So Mexico City is being threatened. Let's just go do it. So we're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It is useless to clear the last cube from a place because the chronic effect would just add 2. So I'm not going to waste the action. And I'm going to be here because the Archivist has Bogota. I want to see if the Archivist can get Bogota over to the Generalist. Imperative that I have to go for the cure right now because it takes 6 cards to get it. You have been plagued by Rainbow Hand the entire time. Let's see if the game helps me. Nope. Why would the game help me? Right there. And oh my goodness. Get out of here. Waste! All right, see what I got coming up. Bogota. Oh, I'm in the right spot for that. There we are. Man, that is so scary. All right, Karachi. Not too worried about Karachi. The Archivist took care of that a while ago. And the third card is a mutation that is put there. So I've been playing wrong. So when the purple disease is eradicated, it specifically says don't pull from the bottom. I have been, and I hope I note that earlier in the playthrough. But I'm just going to discard mutation without effect from now on. I predicted this how many turns ago? 1, 2, 3, 4, and that puts another yellow cube back. That's nice. And that gets me a 3rd cure. Nice. So you see, I don't have a lot of turns left, and it could turn out that I lose the game just on the deck management. I just didn't get, Containment Specialist got lucky, Generalist got really unlucky. With turns, the Archivist is going to have to work overtime. They're probably going to have to work on blue while Generalist works on red. We'll see. Okay. Or Containment Specialist can get 2 blue. Nope, rainbow. Okay, here we go. Washington, which I'm not going to have to worry about again because I'm only getting 1 more epidemic. Kinshasa, which I have already addressed previously, so that's okay. And Shanghai, which, Spaghetti-O. That one, I'm going to have to do something about that. It's easy to do something about that, and it's just the action economy. It's very, very difficult. All right, so I'm in the zone where I'm going to need some lucky draws in order to win this game. But what are you going to do? So I'm going to discard Bogota to go to Bogota. I'm going to pick it up and I'm going to trade it to the Generalist, who is going to discard Osaka to make room in their hand. And then I'm going to end the turn in Sao Paulo. Why? Because the Archivist has Sao Paulo in their hand. That will bring the Generalist to 5 cards and hopefully get a 6th somewhere. Right, so let's see what we get. Oh, Buenos Aires. Oh, Buenos Aires is right next to it. Okay, and Baghdad, which is not a card that I need. All right, let's draw. Mutation, discarded without effect. Milan, which I had cleared up, fantastic. And Manila, which I had also cleared up. That is why you do these things. Right, so the Generalist is going to be everybody's hero. Here we go. 1, clear. 2, 3, trade for Sao Paulo, giving up London in the discard pile, and then 4, and then 5, Buenos Aires, so that Archivist can trade Buenos Aires to Generalist next turn, and then the turn after, get the cure on a yellow. At least I will have cured the Virulent Strain. I don't know if I'm going to cure blue. I really don't. That's going to take some doing. Watch, I'm going to draw 2 blue right now. Nope, that's good. And nope, that's good. Complaining at the deck works, people. All right, we got Istanbul right there. Montreal, which is not a problem. It'll get to 3, it won't explode. So that's very good. And Mexico City, man, I am really close to the edge on that one, but at least I have 7 cubes of yellow in the supply, so I'm not that bad. Bull in a China shop time. You'd be not surprised, but how little time I spent strategizing the containment specialist turn is crazy. Just go towards where the fires are. That was 1 action. That was 2. Good thing I put a lot of research stations down. That is 3, and that is 4. Baby. All right, no longer will red bother me. Thank you, containment specialist. All right, this is going to come super down to the wire. I either want the containment specialist to get 2 blue or none. Don't waste anybody's time. All right, oh, special orders. Okay, that actually could be useful to get positioning to get people extra cards. All right. Okay, we got Soul. I got Soul. I got not... Definitely the first time that joke has been said in a pandemic context. You heard it here first. Santiago, boom! I'll take care of that in just a second. And Beijing, so got some cubes over there. So Santiago being the easiest to manage in the entire board, because there's only 1 connection, which was why I'm comfortable letting it go. And then the outbreak is there. If I get Lima for the bottom card for the intensify step, I'm going to be really upset. All right, so we are going to move over there. We are going to give over Buenos Aires, and then they are going to discard Atlanta to make room. So bad. So bad that the blue just never really came together for anybody. Almost came together for the Generalist, but came together 2 different things at the same time. Why am I complaining? All right, so that was 2 actions. Can the Archivist do anything constructive? Yes, they can. Well, they're not gonna. They have to get in position for something, so they're just going to go move to Lima, and that'll be their turn. There is a fair amount of blue left in the deck. There is also an epidemic left in the deck. So let's see what I get. Some blue. All right. Whoa. All right. Maybe there's an outside chance that this will actually work. There is still an epidemic. Each character only has 1 turn left. There's 5 cards left in the deck. So the Archivist somehow has to get 2 cards. Impossible. Somehow has to get 2 cards and set that up. Actually, for just for that, I'm going to retcon something a little bit. I'm actually going to have the Generalist keep Atlanta and discard Madrid. that was the smart play. So it's still the Archivist turn. So I'm just going to do that small retcon. We'll see if that makes a difference. All right, here we go. Madrid. The Containment Specialist did great work over there. Sao Paulo. And San Francisco. I think that we are in huge risk-taking territory here. I have just thought a lot about the geometry of this. I think it could work, but I am taking a huge risk in order to do it. And I will see how it goes as the game plays out. But if it plays out like I think I have a good chance of winning. Okay, so then we are going to go 1 to clean that up. We're going to go 2, 3, 4. And then the stupid 6 cards. If I didn't have to use 6 cards, this would have been a lot easier. That will get me the Yellow Cure. That involved leaving Sao Paulo to burn in hell. That is the risk. Oh, look at that. Sorry about that. That is the risk. If I get an epidemic and Sao Paulo burns, there are very few cubes left in the discard, so it would just put me in a really perilous position. However, I am the generalist. I am in Atlanta, and this is a very important card to have kept, which is why I made that slight change. Okay, so I have 5 cards left. One of these could be the Epidemic. St. Petersburg, where were you, blue card? Where were you? Oh, I forgot about that. But I eradicated them a long time ago, so they are not here. Right, so we have Delhi for the 3rd one. That's not great. Osaka for the 3rd one. That's not great. And London, are you the 3rd one? No, not the 3rd one. You haven't been as uncleanly or whatever is happening to spread some of this disease as some of the other cities. So the first time all game that I had to think about the Containment Specialist turn. So first of all, we are going to cure this and then get rid of that. Second of all, we're going to fly to Santiago by discarding the card. Remember, I had that card and I took a note of that a while ago. So then that definitely helps me, and that puts 1 and it breaks this little whatever that is over there. And then I'm going to use this very underrated special event, the last special event in the deck special orders. This turn, the player may spend actions to move one of their pawn with permission. You have my permission. As if it was their own. It is going to be the Archivist, and I'm going to use my Montreal card. The Containment Specialist has the Montreal card to choose a direct flight to Montreal. And then the 4th action, I'm going to move the Archivist over here to Chicago. Why am I doing that? Chicago is in the discard pile. What I am banking on is Archivist, pick it up, Chicago for 1, move to Atlanta 2, trade for Atlanta 3, cure 4, win the game, unless, nice, unless, if this was the Epidemic card, that would have been cool, but it wasn't. I get hit with my last Epidemic. It is a slippery slope. Move the outbreak marker forward 2 spaces when an outbreak of the virulent strain occurs. That might come into it. Let's see. If this is Lima, I'm going to be so mad. Oh, it is not Lima. It is Bangkok. All right. So there we go. I now have to draw 4, and I'm probably going to get some outbreaks. The only thing I care about is if yellow contains its fury and does not exhaust all of the supply. That's the only thing that could beat me right now. 1, Bangkok. Boom! Oh, man. I would care, but no. I refuse to care. All right, so that is number 1. Move that outbreak marker up to 2. London. Ooh, you had kept cleanly the entire time, so that's nice. That is 2. Sao Paulo. Boom! No! If this last one is Bogota, then I lose the game. Here's the last one, Bogota. Here's the last one, Bogota. Please don't be Bogota. San Francisco. Boom! But that boom I can happily take. That will send one to Tokyo and send one to Manila on the other side of the board. Oh my gosh. And on the last turn of the game, going to pull up Chicago. Going to move over here. Going to trade for Atlanta. The Archivist has the 5 cards. By hook or by crook, going to do that. Cure it. Get the 5 cures. Yes! On the very last turn, with the on the brink characters, which are not as universally powerful as the base characters, with 2 difficult modules, I have beaten the double on the brink challenge. Woo! I honestly have no idea how many people are going to be watching this video for a 13-year-old game. Pandemic is been played and played and played, especially if you play the app, because the On the Brink modules are available on the Pandemic app now as well, the Purple Cubes and the Virulent Strain. So you may have been played this out. Maybe there's 15 people going to watch this total, but I hope if you made it this far, you have had as much fun as I have. This is pure joy for me. So I will continue. The next video in the series is going to be the In the Lab challenge with the worldwide mutation. So more purple cubes, 2 modules once again, the In the Lab characters and the In the Lab events. So I will continue my series. I cannot wait. So until next time, this is Jason reminding you that we will see you at the next stop. I almost forgot it. I'm so excited.